Guys, this is the second part of my Harry Potter review. So let's continue where we left off, shall we? It's the scene with Draco and Harry in the train. Just minor difference that they were supposed to be in a separate compartment and Tonks was supposed to come and rescue Harry. But never mind, the scene was top notch and I just love the way Draco breaks Harry's nose. I know it must have hurt, but it was awesome. It was truly awesome. The next scene in dining hall was a bit rushed out because Dumbledore just starts talking, "Hello, everybody's being dined today, so be careful." And the next scene is one of my favourites, the potions class. And at the beginning, when Ron and Harry fight over the book, it was such a boyish thing to do. It's so funny. And then when everybody are trying to do the potion, I especially adore Seamus Finnegan. And again, this potion blew over his face, like at the first movie when he's trying to do the Wingardium Leviosa. Hermione is just desperate. She's panicking. Her hair is so big and she's so funny. And Harry just does a potion. Oh, and at the start, when Stockholm asked Hermione about the love potion, and all the girls are like attracted to it somehow. And Hermione says, "You're supposed to smell what favorite smells you have," or something like that. You said, I smell freshman toothpaste. She was thinking of Ron now, wasn't she? The next scene was the Tom Riddle memory, and something that everybody really likes is the young Tom Riddle. Everybody says that he's been perfect, amazing, that he gave them shivers. Yeah, he was good. He was better than most child actors. He didn't spoil the scene. But I don't know, for me he was just fine. He wasn't that good. He didn't look that creepy to me. Next scene, also a very funny scene. It was in the Three Brooms. I mostly like when they come in and Ron sees Ginny and Dean snogging and he says, "I would like to leave." And then when Hermione says, "Oh yeah, well, do you imagine if you were snogging me and Ginny saw us, would she like to leave?" I like especially when Ron says, "You've got a little something." She has a whole moustache of butterbeer. And when they go outside the Three Rooms, and Hermione's already drunk, she starts hugging Ron and Harry. But then Leon screams out, and that scene with the necklace for me was also very rushed out because and Leon just screams out, and she doesn't show like she's panicking or scared. She's like, "I told her not to touch it," and then just Hagrid comes from nowhere and he knows that something has happened and he just comes to take Leon. He just could have passed by and said, "Hey, Harry, Hermione, what's going on here?" Or something like that. Quidditch. All the Quidditch scenes were amazing. I love the way Ron, he was just like the clown. He just bumped the Quirrells with his head. But one thing I didn't like was how Hermione confronted Cormac McClaggen without her wand. When has she become that good? She's Confundo. The next scene is after the Quidditch, where Lavender starts being Ron. I tried to feel bad for Hermione, but I don't really like her. She's not annoying, but I just don't like her. The scene after that was terribly wrong. They were supposed to be in a classroom, not on the staircase, and Hermione's bird's actually supposed to attack Ron, not just smash into the woodboard. Slughorn's party. Just when I read the book, this was exactly the way I imagined it. When I reread the book before going to the movie, I read that the party was actually supposed to be in the potions classroom and that it wasn't going to be exactly how I imagined, so I decided just to bear with it. But it was exactly the way I imagined it. I loved Luna's dress. It was really nice. It was not that freaky. And I love Cormac McClaggen, you know, how he was chasing Hermione around. Then with Snape and Draco and Harry, why doesn't Harry use the invisibility cloak through the whole movie? when Snape and Draco are fighting, they're so loud everybody can hear them if somebody's passing on the hallway. And Harry's just a few feet away from them and he's sitting like an emo boy and he's all thinking. It wasn't supposed to be like that. They were supposed to be very quiet and he was supposed to be with invisibility cloak, trying to hear every word they say. When Ron was poisoned, Rupert was just amazing. He was so good. It's just this twinkle in his eye, his smile, the way he looked at the moon, the way he hugged Slughorn, it was so perfect. I mean, you would think that everybody can do that. And love, look, not everybody can. And in the theatre that I was in, when he drank from the wine and then he fell down, and everybody started laughing because they thought it was supposed to be funny, but then he started shaking and that thing started to come out of his mouth and I was like, oh, so it's not supposed to be funny. The Sector scene, of course, exactly as I imagined. Tom Felton is always brilliant. The Felix Felicis scene, yeah, that was probably the funniest scene through the whole movie. I'm gonna repeat what a lot of people have said, but Daniel Radcliffe was just himself. It was not Harry, it was actually Daniel. He was so happy and jumpy. I feel like Hagrid is supposed to be. You know what I mean? And when Hermione just... No. Princess. It's the funniest thing ever. And then he's just sitting on the chair and Hagrid and Slughorn are singing. He's like a little boy, like hee. But then he's so serious, like, be brave like my mother. I didn't have enough time to read the book until the end. I know, don't judge me, but actually my book got stolen, so I had to buy another one. So that is why I couldn't read it until the end. And I don't remember anything from the last memory until the end. But it seemed pretty good to me. The scene in the cave was pretty much how I imagined it. Michael Gambon was very good. The way that Harry giving the person, don't make me do this. Don't make him do it. And then with the arm coming out of the water, I knew that was going to happen. I expected it all the time. And then the first time it didn't come. And I was like, okay, it's now. And I was singing like this. And I knew it was going to happen. But then I was like, and people turned around and were like, did she actually got scared? When they came back to the clock tower, as I think I already said, I didn't read the book until the end, so I don't exactly remember what was supposed to happen, but I still think that Dumbledore should have stupefied Harry because he just stood there and watched, and I don't think that's something that Harry would do. I loved Bellatrix in the dining hall. She was just kicking everything, and she did the Bombardas poem, I think. She was so insane at Hagrid's house. She was like, yay, I burned Hagrid's house! Throughout the whole movie, there's absolutely almost no emphasis on the Half-Blood Prince. And at the end, when Snape goes to Harry and says, I am the Half-Blood Prince, and I'm like, so what? I mean, he didn't talk about the Half-Blood Prince at all in this movie, so it doesn't really matter if he's a Half-Blood Prince. Then, when everybody's gathered around Dumbledore and Harry goes to him, I had never ever cried at a Harry Potter movie before. I tried to push something out before, but it just didn't work. So this time I just thought, okay, so I'm not crying again, so let's just focus on the movie. And you know, even when Harry kneeled to him and Ginny went to hug him, I didn't start to cry. When I saw the people in the back crying, it just came out of me. I didn't expect it. I just started shaking and weeping, and the tears started coming out when I saw Seamus Finnegan, which I already said that I adore. I just started shaking and crying so hard, and the whole cinema probably heard me, and this little boy in front of me just turned around and stared at me for 5 minutes. And when I went out of the cinema, he was talking to this other boy, and he was like, oh, there's a psycho that cried. Anyway, when I saw Seamus Finnegan crying, and then Luna, and you know, I wasn't embarrassed, but it's not like I cried so later I could say, oh, I cried so much at the movie, I'm such a big fan. I just had never cried before, and I just wanted to let it all out, you know. I started crying even more when everybody started picking up their wand. At the end, when Harry and Hermione are talking about the Horcruxes, which I also almost not mentioned through the whole movie, Ron's just sitting there being all sad because Harry and Ginny snogged. So what? Ron is supposed to be loyal and brave, and he isn't just supposed to be the clown of the movies, okay? He's supposed to be there with Harry and Hermione talking about the Horcruxes, being supportive. Things flew out and they just got sad. It was very beautiful. I started crying even more because I remember that the end is coming soon. But still, amazing movie. And the stupid thing at the end was that I was the only person clapping in the cinema because I thought that people were shy. Maybe when I stopped they would too. I was like, so I'm sorry for this video being a bit long. I hope you enjoyed it, at least. Hope you kind of share my opinion. Hope you liked it as much as I did. So just leave a comment. I don't care if you didn't like it or not. I just want to hear your opinion. Bye.